last half of our winter season premiere of Meak Pro Media Special Edition News with my guest, legend, Dave Hayward, the founder and coordinator of Touching Up Our Roots Incorporated. This half, we're going to talk about your like overdue initiative, something that should have been done years ago. Our founding Valentines. This is going to be the third annual edition of our founding Valentines. It's going to happen on next Wednesday, February the 15th, at the Outfront Theater Company, which is located in West Midtown on Brady Avenue. So tell us a little bit about what inspired the creation of our founding Valentines.
Okay. Touching Up Our Roots is a nonprofit and everything, and we're kind of a shoestring and everything. So we had to partner with other larger groups like Pride, and Pride has been a great partner for us. What we talked about a couple years ago was I had seen that in New York they had a big breakfast for the Stonewall people, and the people that were at Stonewall back in 1969, who would be, easily around 70 or so at this time, or mid 60s. So I said, well, why don't we do something like that here? So to be perfectly honest with you, we talked about it and said, well, maybe we could do it like a Halloween tie-in, and maybe we could do a Thanksgiving tie-in. It just wasn't happening. So finally, we got to the point. It was 2015. And we said, okay, let's tie it to Valentine's Day, and which actually is great. It's much better than the Thanksgiving. And so it's the idea about showing our pioneers and our heroes and sheroes some love, and appreciation. So that's what it's really become. So I'm happy about that. So the first year, we honored 6 different people in 2015. The next year, 2016, we honored 6 different people. I can't name all the different names, there's too many. But this year, we're celebrating. The idea is that it's a celebration, and it's an appreciation. So it's going to be a big party, a big sort of cocktail party. And then because we're in the theater, out front theater, we're going to have a cabaret for the first time. We're going to have a performance part. And actually, one of the people who's going to perform is Diamond Lil's cousin, Jennifer Fenn. And Diamond just passed away.
Yeah, rest in paradise.
In August last year, in August 2016. And Jennifer is a professional actress and singer, and she's going to sing one of the songs that Diamond wrote, which we're really happy about that. So there's going to be a performance aspect of it, and it kind of in memoriam too, and celebrating people like Diamond. Another guy, Jack Strauss, who just passed away, who was a World War II veteran.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. He's in his 90s, a gay man in his 90s. So this year we're honoring these different people and Pride and Roots who work on it together, and we came up with a whole different a series of nominees, and we finally came down to the 6 people. And one is Lynn Cothran, and he was the man who was Mrs. King, Coretta Scott King's aide.
Wow.
For like about 25 years.
Yes.
Her chief aide. An openly gay man, which was a big deal, and Mrs. King got some heat for that, having an openly gay man. But she didn't care. And Lynn was also the head of a group called Queer Nation back in the 90s too, and everything. And they did the Cracker Barrel protest, when Cracker Barrel restaurants were firing everybody who was gay and lesbian. They were firing everybody.
Wow.
Yeah. So the thing that we did, we're going to have to do it again.
Yeah.
Because we are in these times again.
Because of who's in office.
Yes. All the people dealing with picket, protest, demonstrate, and so they went to Cracker Barrel and they picketed and demonstrated and sat in, and they actually would sit down at Cracker Barrel and they would sit there for hours and only order drinks. Keep on ordering iced tea or coffee, and tip the waiters very generously, so the waiters didn't suffer.
Yeah.
But that really hurt their business,
Yeah.
and they didn't like that. And at the same time, they couldn't really throw them out because well, you are paying customers. Anyway, so Lynn Cothran's going to be the other person. The other person is going to be Betty Cabertier, who we all know, who's also Hispanic, a lesbian, Hispanic, Puerto Rican background. And she is a longtime activist. And she also just completed 10 years on WRFG, doing the LGBT magazine show Alternative Perspectives.
Yes,
so we wanted to honor Betty, because, some of these people are really up there in
Yeah,
years,
they are.
and we better get them.
Give them their flowers while they
Quick
yet live.
before they melt.
That's right.
So anyways, I'm really happy that they chose Betty. And then the other person, of course, talk about a legend, Pat Hussein.
Pat Hussein.
Yeah, Pat
Yes.
Hussein. Oh my God.
Yes.
Pat
What
Hussein.
about yes? What
Yeah,
about Black Soul
yeah.
Sisters?
Speaking
Yes.
of power. Yeah, I love it because when I hear Pat, I hear Dr. King.
Mm-hmm,
You know, the way she speaks and everything, and the same kind of cadences and the same kind of eloquence and inspiration and everything. But Pat's been a long time activist, as we all know. And a lot of people don't know that she was actually the National Outreach Coordinator for the 1993 March on Washington.
Yes, yep.
She actually moved to D.C. and was National Outreach Coordinator. One of the things I love about that, when you talk about Pat, is that she talks about all the challenges, being the coordinator. And she said a lot of cabinet Republicans called her up. It's 1993, and they said, well, we're not really happy with you. We really don't like a lot of things you're doing. We're really unhappy with this march. And she said, well, you can march pissed. That is Pat. That is the essence of Pat.
No nonsense. I love Pat Hussein. No nonsense, baby. She's just no nonsense.
Just do it that way.
Yes, she is.
Yes. So, and the thing that we really want to, especially because we're focusing on the 90s, kind of focusing on each decade, we're focusing on 90s this time. And the fact that she and John Ivan Weaver were the two people that managed to keep the Olympics out of Cobb County. Because Cobb County, back in 1993, passed a resolution saying that gays and lesbians were incompatible with the values of Cobb County. I didn't know counties had values.
And the interesting thing with the Cobb County rally was that was my very first time officially meeting Pat Hussein.
Oh, was it?
Because that was the first time that I was fully introduced to the activism side of the LGBT community. This was right after I graduated from college. And that's when I met Reverend S.F. Mahi. I met Craig Washington. I met Duncan Teague for the first time. Oh wow, so many. It's just so many, because I know my friend, the late Trey Johnson, was the one that introduced me to them. You know what I'm saying? Really Pat Hussein. I met all of them. If I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Don't go anywhere. We do have more in store.
So we're saving the galaxy again? Who else is gonna do it? Awesome!
I know. It almost hit me.
So many, I can't even count.
Yeah.
A lot of the leaders and the pioneers of the Black LGBTQ movement I met as a result of Trey Johnson, and that's how I met Pat Hussein. So yeah,
that's great. That's great. So see, by honoring Pat, we're also telling people about Olympics Out of Cobb, because now you go to something and it's like 20 years or more ago, and people don't even know about it. And they like, I'll tell people, and they're shocked. They say, Cobb County did that? And I said,
yeah.
Oh, yes, they did. And the thing that's great about it, too, see, what we really want to focus on, especially now, because we're having such hard times, nationally, is that was a big success. And it was a real David and Goliath thing. Because these grassroots community activists go up against the International Olympic Committee, and Shirley Franklin was the person that they dealt with most of the time. And she met with them all the time. And she said, look, you're not going to win. That's what Shirley said. she's wrong.
Wow.
So when the Olympics came, nothing happened in Cobb County.
Sure didn't.
Yeah,
It
which
sure
was
didn't.
great. It was great.
Who else are
It
you
was great.
honoring?
Okay, yeah, the other three people we're all Julie Rode, who is the CEO of the AIDS Project, NAMES Project, AIDS Memorial Quilt, and she's here in town also. And the quilt is here in Atlanta. People don't know that it moved from San Francisco to Atlanta, and so she's was also a longtime activist before we became CEO of the quilt. And then the other person is Cheryl Somerville, who was a cook at the Cracker Barrel, and she actually went to the Cracker Barrel people when they were firing people, and so she was a cook, so she had no customer contact, right?
Wow.
So it wasn't anything about you're gay or lesbian and you're upsetting the customers. No, you didn't have any contact with the customers. And so she said, well, if you're firing everybody, you should fire me too. I said, okay. So
wow.
they did. And Cheryl became, a lot of people don't know about Cheryl, but she was one of the people that really made that Cracker Barrel protest happen and succeed. And then the last person, not last but not least, is Craig Washington.
Oh,
and
of course,
And of course, Craig has been, I was looking at his bio, and man, he's just done a ton of stuff in terms of education and outreach, and has been a safe sex educator, AIDS educator for a long time. And I was looking at his bio, and he's kind of come and gone with Aid Atlanta, but he's been at Aid Atlanta for the most part, for like almost 25 years.
Yes.
Most of the time, and has done a lot of great work. And so we're really happy. And then we also have a posthumous. There's Denny Ducher, who's one of the people who's passed away several years ago, and she's one of the people that started the Lesbian Health Initiative, Atlanta Lesbian Health Initiative, which is now just the Health Initiative. She also helped create the LGBT Rush Center, so we're also celebrating her, and it's a posthumous recognition. So what we're going to do, people are going to come, going to have a big cocktail party, and schmooze and stuff, and then go in the theater. And we're going to have people, we got this group Rain Bros that started, and they're younger people, and we're going to have each one of them say something to these people. So it's kind of older, younger, intergenerational, multi-generational, and just say, hey, maybe I wasn't even born when you did stuff, but man, I appreciate you so much, and this is what it means to me. This is what it means to me, what it means to my life. Because a lot of, because man, I mean, way back in the beginning, I go back, as far as the 70s, and it's like it was tough. It was hard. It was hard,
especially in the South.
Yeah, and people didn't like it. I always love to tell people in '72 when we were promoting gay pride, we went to 2 gay bars and we were thrown out. They picked us up and threw us out and said, "Get out of here! Get the hell out of here! We don't want that, blankety blank in our bar."
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. People don't believe it. It's like the gay bars threw you out. Yes, they did. 2 of them did. 2 of them did. Anyway, the Cove and this week especially the Cove. They were really. Anyway. So this is the kind of thing about where we can talk about people, and also so that people know this, because a lot of people, they don't know about Cracker Barrel. They don't know about Olympic Side of Cobb. Some people, they don't even really know much about the quilt. I talk to people and they've never even heard of the quilt, and it's like, the quilt is amazing. I mean, the quilt was an outlet for us when so many of our, loved ones were, brothers and sisters were dying, and you could make a patch in the quilt, and it was an outlet, and you could say, hey, this person lived, and here they are. Here's their quilt. Here's their patch.
And they wasn't forgotten.
This is who they were, and they live forever.
Is there a particular fee to attend the event?
No, there's no fee. No,
so it's actually free and open to the public, actually.
Yeah, that's totally.
Wow,
and
that's
food
awesome.
And drink, and we do encourage people to make donations.
Of course, yes.
Which would be nice if they can.
Yeah.
And to support Pride, to support Touching Up Our Roots, and this Rain Bros group that's starting.
What are the online outlets that people can follow Touching Up Our Roots?
www.touchingupourroots.org.
Okay.
And also
www.atlantapride.org. That information should be showing up at the bottom of the screen for those of you that are viewing right now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Do we have any more time, or is this
baby?
It's good.
We have to
there's more.
And there's more.
And there's more. And there's more.
We have to actually bring Dave back. Hopefully, we can actually work on a docu-series.
Yeah, we should do that.
About this because this is very, very important, and that's the main reason why we do what we do, so that we can inform you, our LGBT public, particularly those who are in Atlanta, about our history and our movement, because it's very important for the next generation. Once again, do not forget to check out their websites, touchingupourroots.org and atlantapride.org. That information should be located at the bottom of this screen. We look forward to seeing you next Wednesday, February the 15th, at the Outfront Theater Company located in West Midtown, Brady Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia. We're proud to be the official media sponsors for this particular event because we will be there. So we look forward to seeing you. Dave, thank you so much once
Y'all
again.
come.
Please come.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Until our next episode, be encouraged and remember, I love you, I appreciate you, and I'm grateful to the Omniverse for your existence. See you next time.